Hello friends and hello student. In this session we learn the design of master page, or we can say that STI page, a single document interface in C# window based application. So here I share my laptop screen and here fix the position so you can watch better way. And here in my desktop there is a Microsoft Visual Studio Express 2012 for Windows-based desktop application is already open, and we can open our website web project folder. So here we can select our eDrive, and then here CS underscore project, that is our project file is there, and just I double click. So let's now take some time, and now it's open. So here we can, my previously, if you not watch that 3 demo I have complete in this series. So project that is a target, because BCA many university, that is BCA 6 and 6, and that is a project as 100 mark. So very important part. So last video lecture we have to complete this design to MDI form. So in this form we can take two change, and now next we can go to the master, or we can say that single document page to design. So here that we can finish that time, I can say in last time. So here we can that run MDA form, we can fix that position. So here for property we have to first change, and that's the here in last that size is defined. So here we can according to our requirement, but here is a start position, that is a start position property, and that window default location. So here we can that, and here so many value is there, like manually center of screen, windows default bounds, and center of parents. So that is a main parent window, so we can give the center screen. So center of parent, that time we can use the our master or transaction all form that time value. So here we can give the center screen. So our form that run, that is center of the screen. So let us that change, and also we can that text we can change first. That is here uh, that MDI. We can select our MDI, and that property is there. So menu trip, and then MDI form is there. That font we have to increase size, and that is a ID of that our main form. And now that is a text. So that text we can give the MDI just form. So that is a in capital, that is a just heading. So here MDA form. So master document interface, and now I just first we can look in our main every website folder. There is one program.c#, and which file you have to see, I just first here to my screen so you can look better way. And here welcome screen, so we can start welcome, and then we can go in our master page design, and then after we can go in coding part. Okay, so I first F5, and let us check our output. So you can all these form also you can take in center of the screen. So we can also change that, also take the user login form, and here username and password. Yes, and then press OK. Yes, logging is successfully, and then that is a center of the screen, that is our goal. So we cannot movement our mouse directly, that is position on take center of the screen. And we can also in this two coding, and you can use these two coding in same form, like exit there is only, but here we can open like employee master. So there is form open, then that form we can take design in this video lecture and exit. So yes, that is message. Yes, I exit and stop debugging. And first we can center like first our that is a welcome screen, and that form I also take as a center of the screen. So just we can change. So we can go in step by step all our designing better. So here is a default start position of that window, and here I just select this button and the center of the screen. Okay, and then also we can user login form. I just select, and that property also we can take the center of the screen. So start position, how that is a size, that height and width is a automatically adjust this handler, that is called handler. Like we can increase, so that like height is a here, you can see here that height is a increase, and also I decrease, so that height is a decrease. Like here first 870 is there, like I increase, so like 8 901, so 901, and I just previously, so that is a 870, so that is automatic adjust height and width of a form in C sharp window based application. And now we can take the start position, and that is a center of the screen. And your child, we can set that is a center of parents. We can also give like a master transaction to your requirement, based on your requirement. So now we can open, and let us run this page again, so we can look center both, that our, yes, now is center, yes, so we cannot adjust to our manually. Okay, and that is also center of the screen. Okay, and here we can give like username and password. Okay, and then yes. Okay, so that is our MDI, and exit, yes. So now complete. Okay, and that I think that our previous that design is look better. So I just first change in that login page, and I take it picture box to uh, second or first image, that is a look better to that. So I first in your image, all image you have to select, and that is our previous image. So that is look better for that. So that is a now, and that is a now I save just, and now we can open our employee master, and that is a design part. We do first, what is a take care of designing, and how many panels and what are things. So I just increase the size here, width and height to a requirement. Okay, there is width is there, height we have to long. And I previously said, like here I just logging from open, in that master page designing, we have to not take this extra panel, because that height is so long, because that is a data grid view, we have to display all records, so we cannot take this extra panel. We can take header panel and directly the detail panel, and then two like search and your buttons, and then data grid view is appear. So now we can take design, so some change in previously our form, so we can set the designing appropriately. Okay, so now that our employee form, we can also rename it if required. Employee underscore master is there, and now we can fix our toolbox to here and take some panel. Okay, so that is a container. So here that is a container, that menu, and that is a panel. So we can take first main panel and step by step go ahead. So here we can first set to a screen that requirement. Also you can scroll here and depend upon require. So here we can width is just according to a requirement. Yes, so that finish. Yes, let us check that complete in this window or not. And also you can some decrease that toolbox size, so you can see all your border, left, right, and top and bottom is not display, just scroll, so just display. Okay, so that is a main panel, and just increase the height or width of form, that time we can, that is required to, we can take our like, yes, first that is a main panel, and that is panel 1. And then we can take the header panel, so we cannot waste our time, because we can already perfect our header panel to logging and user screen. So that I just copy. You can also, that is benefit, you can perfect designing, like I just copy this panel, yes, copy and paste. So you cannot then master page, you perfect design, then copy and paste to other master, like your employee, then model master is there, customer master. So that is the idea to how you can copy and paste. So first you can design perfect, then I paste to here, so directly that our header is ready. So we cannot waste our time because that is a project you can complete in within duration to your college, like 4 months or 3 months is there. So here I just above to a requirement is that header is fixed, and also that is size is so large, so I just decrease. And if you require that same size is previously, so I increase that. And also our main panel and form both are width is we have to increase. Then our child panel, we can say that that is child panel. So now is showroom is display and is a some truncate. So now header is set. Now we can take another panel and here set position, and then that width, yes, select and then control and hold your mouse, and that also you can use the mouse uh, right click and then to our requirement you can according to your requirements. So I just yes previously. So here when you can select this handler, that is called handler, like six handler, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so three is here, and eight handler. So that is height width, and that is corner also you can select. And when we can select the center, so that is some line is appear like purple color. So we can normally here you can see I just minimize so you can better well like now I. So according to a requirement now that access to and previous, so like you look that is some line is there. So now I just as previous and between some small gap, so that is a partition, like that is a separate panel and that is a separate panel. Okay, now we our requirement. First, you can prepare your table according to your label and control is appear. So, what is a data type? So we can get the idea. So we can fix our table first, and then we can design this panel. So I just first give the background color. So we can define our table and then we can take the design, because after we can change our table, so that is according to change our design. So that is a as previously we can change and change, so that is a more consume your time. So here we can take background color and that's we can fix in this, or you can take to any color to your requirement. So here I think we can take yes, that is a that blue. Okay, so that is blue color. You can require to any color choice to your. And now I just minimize this screen, Microsoft Visual Studio, and that open the access and fix our table, and then we can take control to according to that table based on that table. So access, and that is our database, that is a Honda underscore DB is there, and that drive is we can store in the that yes, that's our table. And here that logging form we have to already create, and now we can create that menu and then table design. And here we can employ master. So you cannot take id as a your field, that is a wrong, because id is a sometime in the any like our id or control id, that is a name property, but we have to not give the id directly. We can give the eid employee id, that is better. And here data type fix, so that control we have to take appropriate, so that is a number. And then e as a prefix, because we have to in previous logging forms take like name, that is give the error like just show you. So that is a reserve keyword, so we cannot use name as our field name. So that is a I again alert, so we alert in taking the field name mistake, then getting the error. So here short text, that is sufficient. And then we can take the gender, so employee gender, and also you can customer same as it is that and that is a short text, that is sufficient. And then we can take that department, so DEPT, just short 4 character, and not provide like we can provide 2 times EID name, then gender is not required because that not keyword. Department, that is DEPT, and that is also short text sufficient. And here you can also provide description, you can your documentation time that is required. And now we can take JDate directly. We cannot get date. Date is a data type. So here we can joining J prefix. So joining date, employee joining date, or customer. We can say that birth date. We can also take. So date and time, that is data type. And now we can take after there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 is, and now last we have to take hobby. So that is, and we can take long text. So my goal is there. I use all data type field, so you can get idea like here date is used, and then here we can long text use, short text, and numbers. So you can use different type of control, not the simple text box we have to use. Okay. And here EID we have to provide as a primary. So I just select, and also there are two possibility: directly right click and then give primary key, and here also the button to take. So we can use this button. I just select this row and then press this button. So directly primary key is assigned. So your field, you can, in my previous demo lecture I can get the idea. So previous you cannot apply constraint. Normalization is there, data flow, relation, all table, how many relation, which flow, which form, which data is passed, you can define, but constraint you cannot apply. Primary key you take, but foreign key you cannot take. After all completion, all validation, and all testing is complete in your project, then and then you can apply all constraint in your table. Otherwise taking the error. So now we can save this table 1 to our requirement. So here emp underscore, we have to also use an master. So emp underscore master. So that is a 3 first, and then combine these two word underscore we have to use. Not give any reserve keywords, any symbol. Underscore is allowed to field table name, field name, file name, variable name. Okay. So I just okay. So now our table is ready, and there is no require. I just close access because our design we have to fix. But first we can fix our table and that field and appropriate data type. Now we can take that appropriate control. So here now open the common control in toolbox and common control, and we can take a number of label. Like here is require 6 label. So I just taking the label. Yes. So previously we cannot set perfect design. After that, one by one, I just from that panel I decrease size because no require, only 6 is there. So here I give you can give just so mouse is some fast process, so that is taking the click event. So here our form is, yes, I just double click and yes, open. So there is some problem. Mouse is very fast, directly click. And now I hope be careful, because whenever extra event is appear, that we can delete, that our design is gone. So we can delete that unusable click event. Like here to label is click event by that mouse of myself, but that is so fast process. So I can, some setting is required there. Okay, now that is 6 label is I have to take, and now first is a required to text box 2. Yes, there is a name. We can identify our, because we can define our table, so we can get the idea, otherwise not get idea. And then gender, so we can take 2 radio button. Here is radio button, so here I place, and then here. So here is a purple line is there, like here you can set to a requirement. And then our department, so ComboBox is required, so I just take ComboBox. And then we can take the date of joining, so we can use the that is DateTimePicker control is there, DateTimePicker, so that is used to date. So that size is so long, we can after change all control. And last is a hobbies, so we can take the checkbox. So here is a checkbox list is there and single checkbox. Both are we can use single previous first, and if required so we can change also checkbox list and single checkbox. There are, so here we can take 3. Okay, so that is a, now we can take first all design part, and then after we can change all according to a requirement. So now we can take here, I first increase, so I cannot extra give panel because there is a, that form is so height with height is long, because we can take 3 other panel. So now first we can complete this part, after we can take panel. So now first here one label is required. Why? Because that is a title, we have to not extra panel we have to use. So here I directly take a label, and that label I provide here. Yes, and that I text change. So yes, I first take this text. So here is a label 9, and then here I give the employee master, so we can get the employee master. Okay, and then I select again, and then we can take that font, some size is increased. Yes, so according to a requirement, so it's process and now open, so bold, and then I think our previous, so I think 14 we have to use, so that let us check. Yes, and then I just place center, and color we have to define the red, but you can give any color to your requirement. So here is red, so that now, so we can take directly to this header panel to our title, not taking extra panel. Okay, so that is now we can complete first our header, that we can take directly after complete taking all 3 panel. Okay, now we can take a container as a C panel. First here is one panel is required, and again that same here is one required, and last we have to data grid view, so that is the last panel. So I increase some size of this panel according to our requirement. That is a search option we have to take, and here our operation all button is there. Yes, and then we can fix, we can show long size, that time you can take some short. So here I just adjust, and here I some increase, and in between some space is required. Yes, no so large, and here our font size is not required, a short this panel. And according to our header panel we can take this address to here, so we can change some of our header so long is previously we can use in like user screen, welcome screen, and login form, so that is no any hurdles, not difficulty, but now is a so long form over, so size I can, this first panel header panel I can short, so that is look better. And also we can change our form size according to our requirement. Okay, and now also this panel I adjust to here as, yes, now is complete, and some increase the width and height both is, so that is a perfect look. Yes, now it's ready, and last panel we have to choose, and that also we can increase our width. So if many student not you can take that same design, like here you can set here set, and here like search and then button, that is also a possibility. You take all this panel as a vertical, and then place this operation or search menu to here, and then grid. Grid is always you can say that horizontal. Okay, so that is not you can take same that design, but you can fix that form. You can take one design apply to all forms, same design almost. If any so many field in then, so you can different design take, that is no problem, but take almost same designing to every form. But master or transaction, you can take different design also. So vertical and horizontal, that concept is there. I can show you both in, if you cannot, you can understand. So here just full screen, and then also I can increase the width first here form, and then that panel, our main panel, we can change the height, otherwise that sub panel is getting, yes, that is our main panel, and that size I increase so we can see our style panel properly. Here our style panel is there. So now is a fit. Yes, yes, now is okay. So yes, now also I say you again that only 6 field is there, so you can access like this panel. I just give the idea because there is a some time all is not here, just like here you can design all, and that panel, two panel take here, so that the panel is directly come out in this position. So, and also some student take like single line that give that and that increase that sign, that is a search, or that is some all button and then search, that is also a possibility. So according to your field, depend upon your field requirement. So here I use this design, so you cannot use same as design, you can use yourself to your requirement. So I just give the idea. So now I perfectly adjust, and that is some gap in between, so we can look better. And that I first change all color of these three uh, panel. So that is a back color is there. Yes, back image we have to also take, but in the MDI like, and we can take the, but here we can color only. So that is a now blue, and it is also I give same color, and that is a, if you I one process you take complete all process, so that is benefit, not time consuming process. So that is directly like here I select this back color, so directly automatic that appear, so that is benefit. So that is a back color, and then web I select that automatically this selected color is appear. So you cannot search again. If you like take text box label change and then go your color, so that is not selected. So that is I might saying. So you can process like batch wise production, like in any company that is a mastery of batch wise. Some uh, worker is a fitting like a car in like any car development. So that is a some like a part complete joining, and then some color, and then so that is a bench wise production. So one car is within a 5 minutes that is come out to production. So that is my saying in design. So you can take like here I take the change of label, so you can take all label, then now you can check change the your control ID, so you can first control ID all the same time. Otherwise you can take first that, and then so that is a here window process scroll, you can scroll again up and down, so that is a time consuming method. Okay, now in this panel we require again 3 radio button to search. So now I take directly first and second, yes, and then third. Okay, after we can change the text, and first radio button we have to take drop down list box, because that is a employee ID, so we can direct filling this drop down employee ID. And second is a name wise we have to search, so that is a text box required. And all, there is no any control is it, all means all display, that here we can take the grid data grid view. And now we can take 6 button, so one, that is a add, then cancel, that is sequence, and that fix position. So here 6 button is there in this panel, so I take 3. You can also copy and paste, but here I cannot copy or paste, oh sorry, you can use, no problem. One perfect design of master page, that you can take this panel directly copy and paste to other like customer master, and according to their field you can change their control and label. So that is now one perfection, one coding is perfection, all master page same sequence you can follow, there is no any error. Okay, so now and last we can take as a data, and that is a data tools, and that is a data grid view, and that here we can, that panel provide this data grid. That size is both so height and width so long, so we can change. So many increase the width is so, height is so long, width is proper, but now is adjust. So that is our panel fit in last panel. So now is perfect. So okay, so that is a by default gray color, so we cannot change any color. Okay, now we can start first all perfect alignment. So there is, you can now some menu I give the idea like I by mistakenly move that here or here, like, so I perfect this label to according to these two label. So first I can select this label and control keyword, and then press this label and then this label and go in format menu. So here alignment option is there, that is all menu is formatting option is there, left, right, center, top, middle and bottom. And then here width, height both increase, then horizontal pacing increase, decrease, remove, vertical pacing increase, decrease, remove, and equal. Center of the form, horizontal, vertical order you can decide. Bring to form side, like one image is there, so in the back we can say bring to front or send to back. So that time, and lock you can use the any control lock set, that is not any change that event or that, so you cannot lock if any require they can use option this, but not use this option in base your requirement. Okay, now we can take here, we can say that here left, so all are here our label, so that is a perfect alignment. So you can use this menu to your design formatting. Okay, so based on your requirement. Okay, so I increase the, yes, our requirement, and then yes, now it's ready, and some here is also in between some pace we have to give. Okay, so yes, now it's fixed, and for radio button, and then I take change our label all. So now we can first change all label, then here we can take the text. Yes, that is a text. So first is a, we cannot prefix is a EMP because EMP master we have to define, so just MEID. Some student giving here employee ID, but there is no requirement. Okay, okay, so let us start our design part. Yes, we can change to our step by step some that networking problem, so that is a disturb. So now we can change. I saying that ID we can change, like here I just show you. So if you one or two field, but there is no require is a prefix employee master heading is there. So you cannot give employee ID, employee name. That is my goal. So now I can select this label, and that text I just change. So we can select, I just first some increase and my fixed position of here, so you can look better way. And now I can change, yes, that is a name of employee, so just pay one blank and colon sign. And if you increase this font, so also possible, but we can first change our requirement. So now it is a yes here now, and then we can give the gender. Okay, Okay, then select this, and that is, yes, 6 label is there. And I full screen, so that is we can disturb that. I just here is option I that so, and yes, now is okay. So we cannot again go in the like text search of that. So not time consuming. Here our department, and then paste and column. So let us check, yes. And now here we can give. So now that is directly appear. So we cannot search. So that full screen, that property window, and solution explorer to find hidden in lattice sidebar. So that is benefit. And now we can change here at the joining date, and that is a date. So that is field is long, yes. Now, and that label directly can change. So some idea how to perfect design, that you can property in the full, that you can directly not search text again of that control and directly. And here is a hobby, and paste. Okay. Okay, now we can change the radio button text, that is directly appear to here, and we can take like male and female, that is two possibility is there. Now that size is decreased automatically, and that we have to increase that size. So yes, and that is a purple line appear. So according to that, and now I text change. Yes, that is here, and that is female. So now we cannot go, give it in colon. Colon sign we can use in label only. Okay, and that we can take this text box, change text. So that is here. So the text we can like give the reading. Okay, and then here we can provide running, and last text box we can change, and that's we can provide like mm, music. Okay, so that is music. Okay, so now we can sum according to our two control. So that is look better by sum here after the field label that below. So that is yes, now it's okay. Okay, so there is our that design part ready. And now here I just show you that's the, yes, this take label, and that label according to ID wise. So we can say that ID by ID, we can say the wise word you can also use by ID, and then by ID wise, and then name wise, or we can say that by first and then name. So let us take same as previous year also. First we can take by, and then ID. Okay. And last that is search, and that text box we can give all. So that by word use not use. So our next yes panel is fixed, and now take this. I just access this all button. Okay, some gap in between, and that access all. Yes, now here, yes, and last, yes. Okay, and then here. So looking better, and also you can use format menu. So with height, all these option is there. So first we can select, then that is according to this. Okay, we can give first button text, and that text we can take like btn, that is a prefix of button. Just bt we can use, there is no problem, but here we can use btn. So that is a add, that first text. So that is a text we cannot give, that is id we have to change. So here just add, then we can, second is a save, and third is a cancel. So according to a requirement, cancel. and then we can say that the update or edit, there are two words. We can take update. We'll edit some like exit, that is we can take, so we can take here and then delete is only one word, but update and edit there are two words, and last is exit. Okay, so now all is well. I just click and now our designing is ready. Okay, almost all ready. Okay, so now turn off coding, but coding we can start in my next upcoming video lecture, but we can change our ID, so that is also part of the design. So now I can first take all control text change, and now we can ID, and that is a name. So we can go one ID, like here is a I just am, so here all ID appears, so we cannot scroll again. So now turn, and that is we can use prefix. So TextBox, TXT, and EID you can use, just not ID, EID, employee ID. And then here, so here directly you can go in this name ID. So we can txt and enm, employee name. Okay, and that two label is radio button is there. So that b radio button is an optional button. So RB directly you can short RB, and then mail M only, not all character. And that ID we can give, we can remember that design part, we can use that control, we can change all ID. So RB female F just, and then department, that is a combo box, so we can COM first three letter, and department EPT. Okay, if standard is there, student table you have to define that you can give. Okay, so here is so long date time picker, so I give the TT and DT picker. So date and time you can short, and then that ID DT picker. So that is ID, and now three hobby is there. So we can give that is a CHK1. So there is three, and also you can we change if possibility requiring coding. So checkbox list control we have to use, and here we can take single checkbox CHK3. Okay, all ID all ID is a well, and now that ID also using coding part, so we can change that radio button. So here RB, that is a search by ID. So EID, RB EID, that is search by ID, and that is also used to our requirement coding part. RB, and that is ename and enm. Okay, and last is all. So we can give RB all. So we can remember thin coding part, and that that is a combo box, and that we can give combo and search enm, search name, or you can give search enm. So but that is so long, so I just give search nm, so we can remember. And we can text, we can use the here I text, so txt enm, and here that text box is again appear, so we can give so text box txt, and we can prefix search nm, so we can remember. So, and now last one is button, and that button we can provide like btn and add, that is first button ID btn. Prefix is you can also give bt just, then btn, that is save, just save, that is short word, so we can use all character, but cancel is long, so we can btn just three letters en cancel. So whenever required you can give all word, like add is three letter, but cancel is a six letter, so we can first three letter, and then btn up just because update is a six character. Now delete turn, so we can give btn del first three letter, and last is exit, so that is only four characters, so we can give all btn and exit, so we can recognize that is exit button ID. Okay, panel ID is not required to change, and that last turn, if that possibility, if you change that data grid view, but you can remain the same because data grid view 1, so you can identify that is a default ID we have to as it is used in our coding part. So now our design is almost is ready, and also possibility we can like some after we can design, we can get the idea that panel is not required so long, so we can according to change up to all panel, because our data grid you can see all one record in data grid view, so we can uh, here now that our require that grid, and that panel we can just above, so that is possibility. And first we can take this form size, and then we can select that grid view. Yes, that is grid view, and that we can take above. Yes, but we can previously take this panel, that container panel, to above, and then that, yes, now automatically that is move. And now we can increase our, yes, now is okay, and also perfect now in center of that panel. So yes, yes, that is yes, we can hear. So that panel I just decrease that width, okay, and some here that is, yes, now is okay. So according to this we can check or that panel is same, yes, now, so yes, that is look better. So I just save, yes, there is I think no any problem. So step by step you can get the idea how your requirements. So our main panel is now is a some long size, so I just short because that is now we can decrease our all panel to up. So that's, and then we can according to our form, yes, 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 all are all. So that is a, yes, now form is a not so all, yes, that is well, not any change, but according to all are blinking, so we can sometime afraid what is happen. Yes, so I just scroll and now is okay. Yes, so that is required. Now we cannot change. Okay, so we can first check here main form property. Here I select form, and then we go in that in previously we can say that that form I select, and that is a name employee underscore master, and then width and height in last year is there. So I think yes, now is that, and start position. Here we can set like center of screen or center of parent, but our master form size is so small, so we can test both. First we can give the center of the screen, yes, and save. And now I can run our all, so I can first screen my to according to here, so you can look better. Okay, I just run. Now let us check our, yes, our, yes, that is center of our screen. Yes, then login form, yes, there is some okay, and I just okay, press yes, then our MDA, and then our master is ready. So you can also customer model dealer, yes, that is okay. So center of screen is there, okay, and exit button we have to take coding and just exit. So I just copy exit button to our master. Yes, that is all same. So we can define our exit. I just click. Okay, but we can stop our debugging. Then we can, I just shift F5. So stop debugging. And then I double click this button. And then we go in master. So here, yes, we can take our solution, and here we can go. That is, I just click, and that solution I fix, and that MDI, and that MDI, that's my, that there are two MDI, so we can, here I just copy this all and copy and paste to our employee, and that is exit button, paste. So just I changed the message according to here in not MDI, but we can say that employee. Okay, only message. So let us check last. That is our first exit button coding we have to complete. So very simple and step by step we can take design, then coding here, and that I okay, yes, and then I take master and then employee. Yes, employee is ready. Then we can start in next session. Exit. Yes. So our MDA is a then exit. That is a sequence. And now we can finish. Okay. So I hope you can understand. I just design in this session. After we can first user defined method, then class file, and then we can step by step all operation, and then search, and then grid view we can select and update delete. So I hope you can subscribe my channel Ashok Sijalakuni, press the bell icon to never miss any update, and thanks for your watching, supporting and sharing my video lecture, and Hare Krishna.